Hey everyone, welcome back to ADDA. Today we are kicking off our Python learning series. By the end of this series, you will build a strong foundation in Python, and in the next video, we will dive into Python OOPS concept. It is going to be a super exciting session as we will learn each concept through practical programs. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends. Let's get started. You can see I have created a Google Colab notebook, and in the Python basics, today in this video we are going to learn these topics. Okay, so and it is going to help beginners, developers and testers who want to build a strong foundation in Python. So we are going to cover all these topics: introduction to Python and architecture, variables and data types, user input, typecasting, string, indexing and slicing, operator, list in Python, tuples in Python, sets, dictionary in Python, conditional statement, loops, functions, and we will have some practice as well. Though I am covering the programs, I will be including programs for each of the topics mentioned here. Alright, let us get started with the Python. What is Python and why it is being used? So in this particular topic, basically when we are introducing someone with the Python, right? So how can you introduce this? How can you define Python? So Python is nothing but a high level programming language like C, C++, right? So that is very easy to read and write. It is interpreted language, which means code runs line by line and is easy to debug. All right. When I say interpreted, so it is not straight away interpreted, but it is also compiled. What does that mean? So just like a Java, right? When you have some script, your Python scripts, which is nothing but the source code, that's get compiled, right? It is getting compiled to some standard bytecode. Okay, so then that bytecode will go into this PVM, Python virtual machine, just like a JVM, right, in Java, and then it will be read, that bytecode will be read by PVM, and it will also include this imported modules library, right? And then it will actually run your program line by line. All right, so that is how it is actually working. This is the function, this is the working of this Python. So you have code editor, you may have your PyCharm, you have Colab, VS Code and all, right? So then you will be writing your py file, okay, Python file. That gets, once your Python environment is ready, then that gets compiled, and then it will be converted to .pyc file, and then the PVM will come into the picture and it will run this bytecode and will produce the output, right? Now here there are two things. So this is the flow. Okay, so my program.py, source code, Python compiler. So that is what it is given in the image, right? The one I attached into this Colab notebook. Then bytecode and then Python interpreter. So this can be your program, right? That is script.py is nothing but your script, right? Then that is source code, then compiler, my program.pyc, bytecode, Python interpreter, and then PVM. Basically this is there comes the PVM, and then it produces the output as I mentioned here. All right, so now you will sometime you get confused, right? What is that .py and what is that IPYNB? You would have noticed that I can I created a Colab notebook and it is giving me this extension, right? File extension is IPYNB. So this is nothing but like in this py, it is kind of a plain text file containing only Python code, right? So basically when we create any script with .py extension, so that is written for the Python interpreter to run top to bottom. Basically everything gets compiled to bytecode and it gets to PVM, and then it produces the output. So this is that production ready kind of code, okay, when we are writing the py file. And library and packages also, and best for production code, library and packages. Automation script, when you are writing automation script, you need not to provide more and more kind of text or kind of detailing, right, reporting, or you need not to attach any screenshot like in this file ipynb, right? So this is good for automation script and backend services. Now in contrast, basically, yeah, so ipynb is nothing but a JSON file, not plain Python. Rather, it is kind of Jupyter notebook, right? So Python doesn't run ipynb file directly. So this is the ipynb file, and this is JSON file, not the plain Python, right? So the notebook is handled by Jupyter. Basically, this will be handled by Jupyter or any engine, right? So the Colab engine also will be there. So this engine, Colab engine, will have the Python. This will have the Python built-in Python engine. So each code, then each cell is sent to the Python kernel, which execute it, and this is best for learning Python. And just now, we are learning Python, right? So I'm using it for a practical demonstration, and also wherever it is required, I'm just attaching the screenshot, and also it is useful for the data science, data visualization, data analysis, right? And wherein we will be dealing with all those NumPy, pandas, and matplotlib, matplotlib.pyplot, and all those data science libraries. Going forward, we will be covering those in this series. All right. So now this is clear, right? So this is very much clear. So I hope you will not get any issue in this when you come across .py and ipynb file. Now here also you can see, if I download, right, it is giving me option to download in .py and .ipynb. Okay. Now, so this is the first program, right? So when you are printing, so these are nothing but the cell, and you will be having a code and text in this Colab, okay, Google Colab notebook. So here in this cell, so consider this as your VS Code or PyCharm editor, right? So now each cell will represent that, so only source code, and this one is like your comment. So in the programming, there is always a print statement, right? So that is the first program source to confirm it is working properly. Okay, this is working properly. So let us run that, and in order to run this, like here what we are doing, like in the print, we are actually giving hello there. Okay, we are passing this argument to the print function, and then we are also taking the input from the console user basically, and we are printing the age. Okay, let us run this now. Hello there, and enter your age. So okay, just give your date, and it will give your age as well. So this confirms the working of your Python. Okay, so this is the basically a setting. Okay, so we can run your all the cell from here. Okay, and we can run selected cell from here. So this is the option for the runtime. Okay, and these are the option to save and open your notebook. All right, so we'll talk about this later, but here let us cover the agenda. Okay, so far so clear, right? Now go to the next chapter, next topic, that is variable and data types. So what is variable? What is variable and what is data types in Python? So variable store values in memory, right? And data types define the kind of value a variable holds. Okay, so now Python is dynamically typed, and so you don't need to declare variables type explicitly. Okay, which means like here we need not to specify the integer a, integer b, right? So whenever we are assigning any value to the variable, so it is dynamically typed. Okay, so it considers this as a float only. Okay, so that is the beauty of the Python. A equal to 10, then it will hold the integer value. C equal to Python, then it will be holding the string value. D equal to true, then it is holding the boolean value. That is how it is storing the values in memory. Okay, and the data types define the kind of value a variable hold. So kind of value variable holds. So this b become the float variable. Okay, so that float is nothing but the data type. All right, now I'm holding like equal to, so this is the nothing but list. So whatever I'm like is enclosed in the big bracket, right? This big bracket, okay, is nothing but your, if I put like this, okay, so that will be considered as a list, and whatever is there in the close, okay, is the tuple, and whatever is there in the curly braces, whatever is there in the small bracket is considered as a tuple, and whatever is there inside the curly braces are set. Okay, so this G is nothing but the set, okay, which is holding 7, 8, 9, and H is kind of in a dictionary which is holding key value. Okay, and now I'm printing all those variables, so I can print everything all together here, and this is the output. Okay, let me run this, and now you can see I'm printing A and 3.14. So this is B, C, and this is how it is printing the dictionary and list, tuple, and the set. Okay, so far so good, right? So we now know the variable and data types in Python. Moving on to the user input and typecasting. So user input in Python is taken using the input function. So this is the unit function. Okay, input function, input function. Okay, so user input will be taken from the console or from the user using this particular function, and we are passing the name, anything you can pass. Okay, here, so we are passing input a function. We are taking the input from the user, name input, age, and then we are storing here age, right? So everything whatever you are passing is will be considered as string. Okay, so there comes the typecasting basically. So now when everything is you entered is string, so in order to convert, in order to do some kind of mathematical operation, anything of that sort, right? Some something relatable, right? So that requires casting. So now you cannot compare a string with integer, a float directly, right? So there comes the typecasting. Now whenever you are entering the name or age will not be logically the string, right? So it should always be considered as string. So we are actually typecasting that age, whatever input we have given to that string will be converted to integer. And now the price, again same, in the same way, price whatever we are entering will be converted to float, because that may contain decimal characters, right? Dot something something, dot 1 2 3, right? 10.15, something like that. Of any book, the price might be having the float. I mean, that is unknown, right? Now is a student, so that is boolean, right? So now again we are entering the student, and here the casting will be done with the integer and then bool basically. So in student 1 or 0. Okay, so this will get converted to this, and then it will say true. So there comes the two times on the casting is done, right? First is integer, and second time it is boolean. So boolean will expect it will be converting the output to true or false. Okay, is a student, so that is true. Okay, so let us run this program and see. My name is Raghavendra. Okay, enter your age 35, enter item price for the book or anything of that you have purchased. Are you a student? See, a student, we have this. Okay, now if I say 1, okay, so then 1 get converted to bool, and then it will consider this as a true. Okay, if I enter let's say XYZ 1.11, and if I run 0, if I enter 0, it will consider this as a false. So we now understood like what is user input and what is typecasting. Moving on to the next topic, that is string and string methods. Alright, so now the string in Python are sequence of characters enclosed in single or double quotes. So they are immutable, meaning their content cannot be changed directly. Okay, so Python provides built-in string methods to manipulate text easily. Now here you are seeing I have taken one text variable, and where I have initialized this welcome to Python programming, and that is enclosed within the double quote, right? And there are some spaces left right here, some blank spaces are there. Okay, you can notice that. Now if I put this text and if I something, so now consider this is the string and these are the methods. Okay, and wherever we are using a method, we have to put this small bracket, so that will be considered as a method. Okay, so now here this one I'm talking about. Okay, now this will be removing the leading and trailing spaces. Now if I run this, I will not see these blank spaces. Okay, next is title. So capitalize first letter of each word. Okay, so if I run, right, so the program will be something like this. So every word will get converted to the every character of the word it contains, right, will get converted to the capital. Okay, so first letter of each word will get converted to the capital letter. Now text dot capitalize first character only. So here it is converting the first character only. Let us run and see this. Okay, so now here there is no let us run. Let us remove this first, and now you see this, right? So it is capitalizing the first character only. So if the first character is kind of spaces, then it won't find the first character, right? So which is why it is giving you the small welcome to Python programming, this one. Okay, so there is no first letter is small, the blank, then it is printing the like a small. Okay, small only. So text dot count O, so number of occurrences of O will be counted, right? So this is like it finds 4 O in this 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so which is why it is printing this. And now similarly returns index of Python. So okay, text dot find Python, so it will return the index of this Python. Okay, so you can then see 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, which is why it is returning 13. So these are the string methods, string and string methods. So that is how you can leverage this. So we have start with, so welcome. So if it is start with, then it will be returning true. Okay, if it is returning with end with ing, then it will be returning true. Okay, so let me just join this, and so that we can see the actual output of this. Now we have removed 2, so which is why it gets changed to 11. Earlier it was like 13. Now Python, this is what we were talking about. Now welcome, it will be returning false, because now it will be returning false because it is not starting with blank spaces, rather it starts with well itself, right? So if I give like this, so this gets this should get changed to true. Okay, see, it gets changed to true. So that is how then you can use all these string methods. These are very helpful, like when you are building when you are putting this into the real world program. Basically when we are writing apps or anything of that sort, right, requires string manipulation. So at that time these string methods will play a vital role, very important role in that. So it is good to know about all these. So 1 2 3 is digit, yes, so true. It is returning boolean basically. Hello dot is lower, yeah, true. Okay, if it is okay, returning like if it is capital, then it should return false. Yeah, so this is how you can use all these string method. moving on to the indexing and slicing. Now, indexing accesses the single element using its position. So it starts from 0, that we know, right? So any first character like P, it will be stored in the 0th index. Okay. So that is how, I mean, like the indexes of any array or any, list is kind of, defined. So this particular string contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters basically. So the text has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from 0 to 5 there are indexes. So if I happen to want to see the position of, or if I want to take out P, then I know for sure that it starts with P only, right? So P will be stored in the 0th index. So if I run this, I'll get P in the output. Okay, which is why, I mean, you see this. Now if I want to take Y, then I mean, like, I have to change the index to 1. Now you might be wondering, like, all I understood from 0 to 5, I understood. What is this -1? So -1 is nothing but it starts the indexing, reverse indexing also, right? So if you want to take out the nth, okay, you don't want to count like how many indexes, you don't want to traverse or iterate through like a string length and all, right? So just want to see like what is the last character. So you just give -n and it will return the last character of the string. So it will return n here. Now there comes the slicing. So slicing extract a portion of sequence. Now indexing accesses a single element using its position. So this is nothing but the indexing. But in the slicing, what it does, it will slice the word basically. So if you have, say, your name is maybe Rahul, Anamika, Raghavendra, Saurav, Ankit, or anyone like, okay, Samir. All right. So now if you want to extract some of the word, some of the portion of the character, right, you can slice that word. So that is the beauty of slicing, and beauty of Python, right? It provides the slicing. I mean, straight away, like, you need not to go through multiple substring function and all that. Now if you want to slice from the roll number, like, okay, in the real world your roll number might be like this. Okay, it may be anything, but generally we have seen such roll number, right? Now you want to extract 2024 and you want to extract 4. Okay, so this represent maybe year, this represent maybe the department, CSE, okay, and this is kind of ID, okay, ID number. So all combined, it becomes the roll number. Now you want to extract year, department, and ID. So what you have to do, like, you have to give like colon and 4. So what it does, so it from the start, so what it does, it will actually take the first 4 character, first 4 letters basically. Okay, when you put colon and 4, if you put colon 3, then it will take first 3 character from the string. Okay, and when you want to know, so like it is very apparent and very visually I mean seen that you are interested in CSE, extracting CSE, right? So what you have to do, you have to give like after 4, okay, after 4, and you have to go like after 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. So from 4th, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, from 4th you have to take next 3, right? So you have to give in this order, right? So a 4th and 7th, like there are 3 characters you are going to extract from this particular string. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4th, from 4th to 5, 6, okay, and plus 1. Okay, that is how you can consider, or you want to consider as 1, 2, 3, 4 in very simplistic, then after 4 you have to take till 7, 1, 2, 3. So 4 and 3, 7. So that is how, I mean, you are going to extract the department. And the last, after 7, whatever comes, right? So you are going to take out that. So this is what it is written. Okay. So if I run it, I will get Y, because I have changed this indexing for this. And here 2014 CSE 015. Now if I want to extract till here, maybe till 7, so CSE will combine with year, right? See, CSE will be combined with this. Okay. And because we are printing, we are again, you know, taking from here, so there is no change. It is not, you know, we are printing this, we are taking this department from 4th to 7. Okay, this is slicing. So this is slicing. Okay, and then after, you know, slicing this particular, you know, string, we are actually printing them. Okay, we are printing them. So this is all about slicing. All right. I hope you are liking the explanation, and please do you know, comment. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do like this video and subscribe to this channel, and also share this with your friends. Moving on to the operator, folks. So in the Python, operator in Python are a special symbol used to perform operation on values and variable. Okay. Okay. Let me repeat. Operators in Python are special symbols used to perform operation. Okay. You would have come across like plus, minus, right? You know, right? That is your daily bread and butter, right? Plus, minus. In every language you would have, you know, seen that, right? In your math also, you know, do that. So those are nothing but those, you know, special symbols are nothing but the operations. Okay, I mean, those symbols used to perform the operation on values and variable are called operators. So we may have different type of, you know, operator used for calculation, comparison, and decision making. Okay, in programs. So basically, I mean, there are 4 types of operators available: arithmetic, assignments, comparison, and logical. Let us quickly, you know, see arithmetic operator. What is that? So these are operators which are called arithmetic operator. Okay, so those are used to perform mathematical operations such as addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, right? So those are arithmetic. Okay, you can see like plus, minus, multiplication, this one, this, okay, and then your division, your multiplication, I mean, like this is your multiplication, this is like your power basically. So those are kind of, you know, operators used, right? And they are categorized in the arithmetic. They are called as arithmetic operators. Now, assignment operator. So assignment operators are nothing but the operators used to assign values to variable. Okay, you can see quick, I mean, like equal to, I can put, you know, colon also in between, equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division equal to, modulus equal to. Okay, so plus equal to means if I say x plus equal to 2, then it means x equal to x plus 2. So that is what it means. Okay, we'll learn about it in the program which we have for this basically. Then next we have comparison operator. Don't worry, I mean, we have covered here, okay, all these operators. So don't worry, I will explain each and every you know, details. I mean, every minute you know, portion with the help of, you know, programs. Now we have comparison operator. Comparison operator compares 2 values and return a Boolean result, true or false. Now here comes equal to, not equal to, okay, less than, I mean, the greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So these are your operators. These are nothing but the comparison operator. Now logical operators are nothing but those are used to combine multiple condition and return Boolean results. Okay, remember, comparison operator and logical operator both returns the true or false. Okay, here the logical operator will return and or not. Okay, now let us see the program. So this is the program basically that demonstrate all operators which we have in Python. Almost all whatever we have discussed here, right? Arithmetic, assignment, comparison, logical. So now we have got two value. Okay, we have got two variables basically, a and b. A holds 10 and b holds 3. Both are integer value. And now we are performing arithmetic operator. So a plus b, a minus b, a into b, a divided by b. Now floor division. There comes the double this one division, right? You can see slash s. You can see this division. Okay, 2 times. So this will become, you know, floor division. If I divide 10 by 3, then the remainder will be like your 3 point, I mean the division, the value will be like 3.33, right? Now since 3 is less than, you know, 5, so it will give you 3. So the result of this particular, you know, operator, I mean, will result into 3. So that is floor division slash. Okay, then we have this, and this is nothing but the exponential, right? Exponent. If I have a, so this should result into like 1000, right? 8 to the power 3. So 10 into 10 into 10. So that is what it means. Assignment operators. So we have x equal to 5 for that, and x plus equal to 2. Okay, now here we have one more variable, and we are doing the assignment operator. So we are doing 5 plus 2 now. So x holds 5, then 5 equal to 5 plus 2. So x equal to x plus 2. That means, so this means x equal to x plus 2. So now x value of x is 5 and plus 2 equal to, then it will become 7. Okay. So this will be 4, and this similarly like x equal to x into 3. Okay, x equal to x divided by, you know, 2. So that is what it means. X equal to x modulus, you know, 4. So this is how you are going to get the result. Comparison operator. So since we have run this, you can see exponent equal to, you know, 1000. That is what we have discussed, right, already. And 7, as we have discussed, like x equal to x plus, you know, 2, 5 plus 2 equal to 7. So this is what, like, after we run the cell, you will get this. Okay, now the comparison operator, we have got p and q for that. So p equal to, you know, 8 and 5. So if p equal to q, then it will be returning, you know, true, otherwise false. It is not true, then it will be returning false. So in the print statement for the first, it will be returning false. So that is how you can, you know, evaluate, okay, the true and false from the comparison. And similarly, this one is p not equal to q, p is greater than q. Okay, then it will be returning, you know, true and false based on that condition, if condition met. Okay, these are very much used in the if condition basically. Okay, condition operators are used pretty I mean very much in the conditional statement. Okay, logical operators, all these operators basically, okay, in decision making basically. Okay, so logical operators like print logical operator. Now again it will be returning like true and false based on the evaluation. Okay, so here comes the logical, and if one of the condition is satisfied to, you know, false, okay, so it will be returning false. If one of the condition is satisfied to, you know, true, okay, then it will be returning true. Okay, anyone, if okay, let me see. So p equal to 8 and p q equal to 5. So p is less than q. P is less than q? No. Or p is greater than 0. This is true, but this one is false. But since it is logical and we are using OR condition, then it should return the true. Okay. So that is why it is returning true. Okay. So that is how we have got this one. Okay, so this is the program. Don't worry, I will be sharing this collab file in the description of this video, so it is going to help you a lot. Okay, so just click on this particular cell, and you can also use the control and enter. Okay, control and enter, I can press and see I can execute this, I can run this. Okay, it will connect to the Python kernel, and then that Python will run this program, and it is getting automatically saved also in couple of minutes. All right, so that sums up your operators in Python. Now moving on to the list in Python. So a list in Python is collection of items stored in the single variable. Lists are ordered, mutable, and allow duplicate value. So when we say mutable, what does that mean? So it can change the the variable also, right? Whatever you have stored, item you have stored, right? So that is mutable. If it doesn't change the variable, right, whatever has been already assigned to the list, then we will say that list is not but the mutable, right? But in list it is always mutable, unlike tuple. We will learn about tuple in the next in couple of minutes. All right, so where we use that this basically, so we are using this list to store item, in single variable, like collection of items, basically heterogeneous items can be collected, right? Means a different type of items can be collected, right? So lists are ordered. Okay, that will always be stored, and whenever you are outputting, that will be in order. And then the mutable, it is always mutable. You can change the item, and it allows duplicate values also. Okay, so now list to store student marks. So we can have a student can have, or multiple student can have similar marks also. So which is why this is best to have those student marks. It is best to store in the list. Okay, now here we are actually storing inside, like you can see the big bracket, right? That shows it is list. Okay, and separated by comma value. So you have 1 2 3 4 5 marks, 5 student marks are student marks. 5 marks are kind of stored in the marks variable. Okay, so this is nothing but dynamically typed, right? So it has become, this variable has become list of integer. You can see this list of integer. See, if I hover the mouse, list of integer. Now we can print that marks, and it will be printing this list. And ordered, okay, marks 0. If I print marks 0, then it will be printing 78. If I print marks 1, it will be printing 85. So that is how if I want to change the marks to 95, like from 90 to 95, I can reassign. So which is why we call it as mutable. So string list is mutable. Okay, we have updated the marks. Allow duplicate, we can duplicate the marks also. Duplicated marks allowed. We can again when 85 and 85 we are printing, then both will be printed, right? Yeah, if I want to just grow, or add, if I want to add new marks, I can add the new marks. It will get appended. 88 will be appended at the last. Okay, now if I calculate, I will be summing up directly. I can pass this list of integer, okay, list of integer, and then I can take the average. So length of marks, so whatever is the length after adding 88 will get actually the total marks will get divided by that number of marks. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, and let us just print also, print length of marks. Okay, so there are, okay, we are lying. So let me just, okay, so here it is printing. See, 88 has been added to the last, and it is printing the total marks 6, and total marks this divided by 6. Okay, we are dividing 503 by 6, and which results in 83. So that is how we can operate, and this is how we can store the items in the list also. All right, now comes the tuples. Tuples in Python is nothing but a collection of item similar to the list, but it can also stored in a single variable that is ordered, okay, like list, but it is immutable, unlike list. Okay, that's the only difference. And the also, like example, you can see in the list we are storing the variables, those items inside the big bracket. Here it is in the small bracket. Okay. Once the tuple is created, if the tuple is created, the element cannot be changed. So if I have like a student which is kind of again heterogeneous, I mean it can also be heterogeneous. Also list can be allowed. I mean like that can also allow the heterogeneous, data type, basically string, your integer, float, anything you can keep inside that list, just like in tuple you can see. But in tuple, once the tuple is kind of declared or defined, you cannot change the items, you cannot change the element of the tuple. Now here comes, we are printing a student detail, name 0th in the tuple is Advik, age is 21, department student, okay, department from the student to second computer science it is going to print, grade it is printing A. Now if I want to change the student, okay, and student 1, okay, if I want to change the date, I mean like age, and if I want to print it, let us print this, I mean let us run this so that we can be sure that okay, it is not throwing any error as such. Okay, so it is not throwing any error. Okay, now if I want to deliberately change and want to see why it is not allowing the duplicates, right, why it is called immutable. So this is the reason. If you want to change the date, and let us change the age, not the date, age to 22 or 30, okay, and I'm just want to change the date of this guy, okay, the tuple. So this is going to throw the error now. Okay, so this is going to throw the error. All right, now you have seen, like after I change the element in the tuple, once the tuple is kind of declared or initialized, it is going to throw the error. Okay, after we are trying to change the element which is stored in the first index, okay, that is age. If I change and if I want print, so it is going to throw the error. So that is type error. Okay, so you can see demonstrating immutability. That is what I mean, like line 16th is printing, and the age, it is like it is giving you the type error. Tuple object doesn't support item assignments. Okay, so that is what I mean, like, yeah, so that is what the tuple is. All right, moving on to the sets. Now what is a set? So a set in Python is collection of items stored in single variable that is unordered. So this is something different, right, from the list and from the tuple. So you can see, like list is ordered, okay, immutable, I mean list is mutable, and store the duplicate. Tuple is ordered, okay, that is immutable, list is mutable, tuple is immutable, and also tuple allows the duplicate. Here comes the set which is unordered, okay, but mutable like list, okay, unlike list, unordered, okay, and doesn't allow duplicate value. Just in case if you happen to add two same number, right, two elements, okay, like 2020, 1010, like here, okay, so it will remove the duplicate value. Okay, so if I add like 30 in between, okay, and if I run, it will be printing, or if I give 50, so this is unordered, and if it will be removing, like it will make 30, one entry of 30, one entry for 20, 50, 40. Okay, this is why what it is going to print. And here comes the roll number. Okay, so roll number cannot be a duplicate. So in that case it should be defined with the sets. Okay, So sets will represent, like if you see the curly brace, okay, here the curly brace. List will have a big bracket, okay. Then tuples will be, declared with or initialized with the small bracket, and the sets will have, so anytime you see those curly brackets, right, so you will find out like, okay, it is set. You can also, if hover the mouse, you will see the variable is getting, I can see the set of integer. Okay, now if I run it, so as I explain, okay, your roll number in class cannot be duplicated, right? So in that case, it is always wise to store roll number in the set. Roll number 101, 102, 103, 101. See, duplicate entry, it will remove 1. And the print register roll number, so it will be printing by mistake if you happen to add few duplicate entry, and that data set is kind of in a set, then instead of integer, then it is going to remove the duplicated entry from that. I can add, so I can add new, so which means it is mutable, so I can change, or I can add or append. Okay, so I can add any new element to the set. Okay, I can remove the element. Okay, then I can check the membership. Is roll number 103 registered? So here I'm asking, and 103 if it is. So this is how you can also check in the Python. So 103 in roll number, so if it is available, so you can use in and find out the availability. So if 103 is available, then it will say yes. Okay, the true. So let us run this and see it is printing true, it is available. Okay, so here you can see the 101, 102, 103, 101 has been removed now. Okay, there is only 101 entry once, and here it has removed. So 50 you can see, so it is unordered. Okay, so whatever like you are. Okay, now here 103 in roll numbers, it is found, and it is returning true. Okay, all right, so that's it on the set. Now moving on to the dictionary. Let me know if you have any question, and I hope your learning experience is very, very fine and as per your expectation. Let me know if you have any question. Just post your query in the comment section below. Okay, so moving on to the dictionary. Now, what is dictionary? Now you can see I have something like this. Okay, a student, and this is nothing but a student dictionary. Just like you define object, or maybe define class, right? Structure. In the same manner, you can have or hash table. Wherein you are storing key and value. Now here, this is the dictionary. Why we are calling it dictionary? Because you would have noticed in the Oxford dictionary, right? You have some word, and then all those key value will be there for related key. There will be meaning, right, for the word. So similarly, you can consider that example like Oxford dictionary here, right? And you can just correlate, and then you just if I have to read the definition. So it is in Python, it is a collection of data stored in key value pairs. Each key is unique. Okay, this is the important point. Each key is unique and is used to access its corresponding value. So whatever is the meaning of that particular word or vocab is kind of will be available with the help of that key basically. Okay, so what is that? So dictionaries are unordered. Okay, not required. Okay, ordering is not required. This is mutable. Again, you can change the value. Okay, and don't allow duplicate keys. That is what it is. So if this is your key, name, age, and course, you can consider that as a key, and with the help of key you can get the value. Okay, if I happen to print the age, if I have, then I will be able to print the value of, get the value of this particular student. Okay, so with the help of key I am getting the value. So 21 should be printed. In the real world, how dictionaries should be used? So consider the example of consider the case of like storing student details. So I have a dictionary called student, and if I hover this, I will see that why it is not, see, dictionary, right? It is printing dictionary, student, 3 items, Anvi, age. Okay, so that is this one, not this one. If I run this, then probably it will take this value. Okay, both are using student 1. So let us change this. Okay, and if I again hover the mouse over on this, even if it is not, see, dictionary student, it is now giving you the updated one, right? Roll number 101, name Saurabh, marks 92, grade is XYZ and all, right? So that is something we have defined. I mean, that is not okay. The catch here is like it is finding it is dictionary, DICT. Okay, now this is the way to define the dictionary. Start with equal to, start with the curly braces and then colon. Okay, 101, then comma, name, Saurabh, marks, address you can take. Okay, college you can take, right? Separated by comma, right? If you want to add something extra in this. Okay, so you can add like this, grade, something like this. Okay, but just remove from here, just remove this one, and just print the student detail and then student roll number. So you are accessing all these detail, roll number using key, student key, roll number, student key, name. So you will get Saurabh, computer science, marks. Okay, now if I want to try like whatever we have said, right? It is unordered, it is kind of mutable. So mutable is nothing but you are allowed to change the value of that dictionary basically. All right, so based on the key, of course. So if I want to change the marks to 92 from 82, I can do that. See, I have assigned 92 to this marks, and this has been updated. Okay, grade I have added. Now I have added one more key, grade. Okay, so we can add new key value pair to the dictionary which we have, student dictionary. Removing a key value. Okay, so we can remove from using this del. Okay, a student course. Okay, after removing course. So this is how you can do this. Okay, this is how you can removing key value is kind of interesting. You are using del student course. So we have removed based on this course. We have course key. We have removed the course value also. Okay, so computer science has been removed from this. Computer science has been removed. After removing course, there is no course. Okay, so that got deleted. Moving on to the conditional statement. All right, so now conditional statement in Python are used to make decisions in a program. They allow the program to execute different blocks of code based on whether a given condition is true or false. All right, let me repeat. Conditional statements in Python are used to make decisions in a program. So these are going to be used inside some if condition which you have learned in Java and any other language, C, C++, Java, script, even in the scripting also, right? So similarly, we are going to learn those conditional statements in Python. So what are those? If statements. Okay. By the way, yeah, they allow the program to execute different blocks of code based on whether a given condition is true or false. Okay, so I'll put condition in flow diagram, right? In your real world program, you often happen to come across situation wherein you have to take decision, yes or no. So what you are going to use? You are going to use conditional statement for that sake, right? So those conditional statements are nothing but if statement, if else statement, if elif. Okay, you can see if elif else statement. Okay, so it is else if. Okay, short form of else if, el if, el if. Okay, so this is this. So this is the one difference, right? You can find elif. That is not there in other languages. In C++ especially, right? Now let us consider the real world example using the condition. As I said, like we are going to cover all these concepts with the help of programs, and those are nothing but the real word program where we can use these statements. So consider the marks inputted from the by the user, and that will be always string, and that we are typecasting to integer. Okay, now if marks is equal to 90, greater than or equal to 90, then we are going to print grade A. You also need to see you need to see this colon. Okay, any statement, any conditional or any function for that sake, right, or any looping, right, will have this colon, and you have to ensure that indentation, right, is proper. Otherwise this program is not going to work. So that is very, very useful. You should never neglect like this one, and you should take care of indentation properly. So in this case, enter student marks, I have entered 10. It should fail, okay, as per the logic here. So let us see if it is failed or not. So see, it is failed. Now I was talking about this colon. Okay, let us take some quick, let us put some attention, and let me just remove this colon and run this program. So it will fail. It will fail, saying what? It is if marks greater than equal to expected is colon. So every conditional statement require this colon before any further statement. Okay, and after this you are not supposed to put this if or print in any order, right, in any indentation. Rather, when you have something like this, you just press enter and it will place this next statement in order only wherever it is required. Okay, that shows this particular print is inside this if. Okay, and you should not see any error. And this is kind of a print statement that doesn't require any kind of a colon. Okay, colon is required in case of like function classes. I mean, like your executable, I mean, like conditional statements, for loop and all functions. Okay, underneath you have a different block of or different printing statement or different block of codes. You can have multiple this one print statement inside this. Okay, print. Okay, so let me just print something like this. So let me run this again. I will enter 90, and then it says grade A. Okay, and then it prints that statement before going to, just in case if I the marks I have entered is kind of equal to 75. So marks is greater than or equal to, so it makes the conditions. Now you might be wondering, okay, 90, why it didn't go to the and 90, and because that okay, because that marks you have entered is kind of 75. So we have added this else if, right? If it is greater than or equal to, then it is considering printing the statement whatever is coming inside this particular block or if or conditional statement. If it is less than, so for every marks, like we have categorized the grading in such a way that if it is below 50, then it is supposed to be printing this fail. Okay, so let me just put 50 and type enter. So grade C will be printed. If I enter 49, then it will be failed only. Okay, so that is how I have created this. I have created the condition and printing the statement underneath. Okay, based on the condition met. So it is evaluating to true and false, and if it is true, then it will be printing. If it is false, so else is kind of last statement. So that is how you can use if, elif, that is nothing but the else if. Okay, short form of else if, and then last statement is always else. Okay, moving on to the loops now. So a loop in Python is used to execute a block of code repeatedly until a specified condition is met, or for a fixed number of times, basically. Okay, for a fixed number of times. So up until then, that loop will will be there, right? So it will keep on executing the block of code. Okay, so there are two loops. One is for loop, and there is another loop, that is while loop. So for loop, what it does, it consider range, basically. It considers the range. So used to iterate over a sequence such as list, tuple, string, or range. Okay, for example, like if you want to print the table, right? So I can start like if I want to print the table of 2 or maybe 19 or any number for that sake, right? And if I want to multiply till 10, right? So I will start multiplying that number from 1 to 10 numbers, right? And that is how I will able to print the table of that particular number. So we can keep that number, right, from 1 to 10. That will be a range, and then I will keep on multiplying, okay, until the loop. So loop will be executing till the last number or condition is kind of satisfied. So that range is kind of satisfied. Now, yeah, so we'll see the how the loop is kind of working, the for loop is working here. So as I said, like used to iterate over the sequence such as list, tuple, string, or range. So we can run for loop there. Okay, so now the prices are kind of this is the list. You can see big bracket. Okay, so this is list, 250, 150, 300, and 200. Okay, these are the prices, and the total is 0. We have taken one variable, and we will be actually summing up all these items. So you can consider these prices of items which you have picked in your shopping cart, basically, and then you're heading towards the billing. All right, now they will be summing up all those. So this will be the logic for that, basically. Okay, so for price, so this is your variable, and prices is your nothing but the list, your shopping cart, and then your total plus equal to price. So total equal to total plus price. So it will start from 250. Okay, then total equal to total plus price 250 for the very first time, because the total is 0. Now the total value of total is 250. Again it will, because the condition has not satisfied, it will go until the last item of the list, that is 200. Okay, that is 200, and on the third index, basically 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it will go until last element, until prices, and then a 250 will be added, like in the 250 equal to total equal to 250 plus price is like 150. Then it will become 400. Now 400, 700, 700, 900. So it will be printing 900 here. So total bill amount will be 900, right? So that is how you can use for loop to sum up all these list items, and it can you can run on the tuple also, string also, and range also. Okay, all right. Now in the range, if you want to try, so price in the prices, or you can just give range in your small bracket, and you can from 1 colon 6 or 1 to 10. Okay, or from I, so whatever like you want to try, so you can give in the range as well. So while loop, so real example of while loop, you can see, you can take the example of ATM, right, wherein you are actually entering the ATM, and suppose if entered pins are kind of wrong, so it will give you 3 attempts, and then it will send the message to the server, and it will block your ATM, right? So you can simulate that particular logic with the help of this program, and there we are using while loop. So here the correct pin we have already defined for your card. You have set 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever, right? So suppose you have given like 1945 as your correct pin, and you have given attempt equal to 3, and when the attempt is greater than 0, then it will keep on entering the ATM pin. So you enter your user a pin that will be string, and that will be typecasted to integer, and it will be stored in pin variable, and the pin if equal to correct pin, if in the first attempt only, if it is provided the proper pin, then it will be granted, access granted, and you will be able to withdraw money from that, and we will put a break on that particular logic, and we will come out of that particular loop. Okay, so program will continue to withdraw the money. Okay, and different set of block of code will be executed. Okay, because you will be out of this while with the help of break when the access is granted. Okay, when you have entered the correct pin. Otherwise, if you have made some wrong attempt, okay, so if you have missed, or you have if you have inputted some wrong pin, then it will be like attempt equal to attempt minus 1. So total number it will attempt will be given is equal to 3. So it will be if you entered like some wrong number, so attempt will be like set to 2. Okay, it will be decremented by 1. So it will then give wrong pin, attempt left equal to true. Okay, so it will keep on, okay, until 3 attempts are greater than 0. When in the second attempt if it is entered, so access is granted, then okay, it will come out of loop again. If not, then again it will be decremented 1. Wrong pin, it will say attempt left 1. Okay, so this is how like in the next it will be like if I again entered a wrong pin, then the 0 attempt will be left and your card will be blocked. If attempt equal to 0, the card will be blocked. Okay, that is how this program is written, and using the while loop. So this is useful in this condition. So this is useful. Reason is like this is nothing but your loop. Okay, for loop and while loop. So this will keep on executing the repetitive block of codes, okay, until some specified condition is met. So inside while you see the if conditions are placed, right? So it is very important to come out of this if and else condition in case of while. Okay, then it will be come out of this. Once the condition is 0 is not greater than 0, then it will come out of this. And here also you can see colon is placed, if colon is placed, else column is placed. Okay, so this is how you can make like this is the conditional statement of the loop when the column is placed, and respective indentation like this next statement will come. Like if you place here, it will throw error. Okay, so you have to just make sure this indentation is correct and aligned with the above decision above statement, okay, in the program basically. So let me just enter the pin 1945. Okay, so if I entered, access is granted. If I deliberately give some different pin and entered, so it will say 2 attempt left. Okay, again if I want to give some, so this will again give me, because we have not handled that error as we are entering like so that is kind of validation. And for any QA developer, it is very important to handle such validation on the UI itself, right? Rather than fixing it in the program. We can fix in the backend also that it should not allow the entering this colon basically, because input box is accepting all the things in the string, and that later it is converted, right? So that time we can put validation in the backend, and we can convert that. Okay, this. Okay, no worries. So the problem is related to this particular the code, right, which we have entered. So if I again give 1 2 wrong, 1 2 wrong, attempts left 1 wrong, your card, ATM card blocked. Okay, it has come out of that loop. All right, so I hope you have understood this particular logic. Okay, moving on to the function, guys. Moving on to the function in Python. Very interesting. Okay, and now you have covered all these chapters, all these topics. Now it is very kind of very very easy for you to understand function. Now there are some syntax of function, so that is one should know, right? And this is nothing but a function in Python or any other language is also a block of reusable code that performs a specific task. All right, if I want to repeat the same specific task multiple times, I would rather write a function and call that function instead of go and write that piece of code multiple times. So I will put that piece of repetitive piece of code in the function, and anytime if I want that piece of code, right, I can call that function and get my job or task done. All right, so this is the syntax of function. So I have to write def. Okay, I have to write def and then function name. It can be anything, ABC, and this is how you can pass the parameter to function. And then we have a statement and then return value. All right, this is very very simple statement. And now you can also take the example of this particular grade thing, right, which we have discussed in the decision making basically. Okay, conditional statement. Now here you can see, right, so I have defined this function. I have created function. I can define a function. I have create I can say this calculate underscore grade is my function. Okay, so here I can say okay 1, and it will throw the error. So I of course have to change that function, because you need to you need to call that function as well, right? So your program satisfy all the dependency basically. So otherwise it will throw the compilation error or runtime error also. So here def, then space, then calculate grade 1 marks you are giving. So this is the parameter basically. So you are passing the marks, list of marks basically, student marks, which you are actually inputting, and you are storing, and then you are actually defining the grade basically. So calculate grade 1 and the marks basically. So if the marks is like 90%, okay, then you will specify the grade and you are printing the grade. So that every time, like, okay, if I want to know the grade of 50 student in my class, right? So every time do I need to execute this particular piece of code and go through? No, I mean, like, rather I will enter the marks one time, and I need not to write this piece of code every time to find the grade. Rather I will call this function where I have defined or written my logic, okay, to find the grade. Okay, so this is how, I mean, like, this is the function, and here I'm calling this function and I'm passing the marks which I have entered from the console. Okay, that of course got typecasted here in the integer, and then I'm calculating if the marks is greater than 90, then it will be return. So in the case of function, it is very much important to provide this return statement. Okay, so that we can take that return statement here and we can print. So that return statement will be I mean, received here. Okay, calculate marks we have passed, and then it will receive. So this whole will become the I mean, get replaced with the return statement. So the grade will store the A only. Okay, so grade will it will not know, it will replace this complete thing with the, I mean, like, a return statement. Okay, for that particular execution of code. Hope it is helpful and it is understood. Let me know if it is not understood, okay, in the comment. I mean, it is very clear, I believe. I mean, right? And nothing can be simpler than this. Now let us run this and see. So if I have to enter 90, it will be returning grade A. Okay, so this is converted to, this is like this will store this particular piece of this function will store the return statement basically. Okay, and the same is getting printed here. If I happen to enter 68, then you can see it is greater than 50 but less than 75. Okay, so it is going to print C grade, right? So this is how it is going to call the function. So this is def. This is how you can write the function you are passing. Then again, function is also having this particular colon and all these conditions, everything, piece of logic. I mean, your logic is written inside the function, and then you are actually whatever is written from the function you are storing, and then you are actually proceeding with the logic with the help of function. Okay. Also if you don't want to run this, if you don't want to pass this, okay, when you are passing parameter, it is you are of course want to take some return statement. Otherwise, what you can do, like, let me just run this. I will just write function. Okay, I don't give anything. I will just write any print statement. I will just give hello. Okay, and then I will be calling this function, right? So I'll be calling this function, and this is how I can call this function, right? So if I happen to run this program, okay, so what it does, what it gives me. So here, since, okay, let me just call function, then equal to, then I can just print, and then I can call this function using this. Okay, cool, right? So you have to call like this. So just stop this execution, or it has already been executed, right? So just stop this flow and or rerun this. Okay, so hello, and I'm just just returning none. I'm just printing none here. Okay, because here when you're calling, okay, so what you are returning, you are just printing this. Okay, let me just so you can just run this simple function program, and everything seems to be good, except I think there's some issue with the indentation. So in this case, what you have to do, just give it a try and just run it from the outside. Okay, if you are running this function, that is how you can call this, right? See, it is actually giving hello, right? So if you call it underneath this, it is going to throw the error, right? It is going to throw the error. Okay, you can see re-raise keyboard interrupt, or that is what I mean, like I have deliberately I have deliberately stopped the program, which is why. But ideally, I mean, like, yeah, it should be called from outside. Okay, just if you don't want to make it recursive here. Okay, so here, I mean, like it kept, I mean, like, it is asking for the marks because it has gone here. Okay, it is not actually getting inside this. Okay, but if you put outside here, okay, then it will get called. And let me just show you once again. See, it is getting called and printing hello. Okay, and then later on it is actually going for this input prompt and asking for the user to input the number. All right, so this is how this particular piece of code will work. This is how the function works, and we have second program actually using function. So here what you are doing is you are withdrawing balance. You are withdrawing amount from the ATM. Basically, we have seen how we are actually giving the access to the user when they are entering the right pin, correct pin, and we are blocking the ATM when they are entering more than when they are doing 3 unsuccessful attempt, right? So we are blocking the a card. So this can be considered as a next flow in that particular app when you are building such app, right? So you can go to like withdrawing of money after successful attempt, right? Now there is a function called withdraw. Now you have balance 5,000 in your account. Now you are trying to enter, you are trying to withdraw some amount which is greater than 5,000. So in that case it should return insufficient balance, right? And if it is less than the amount which you are requesting or withdrawing, trying to withdraw from the ATM is less than from the balance, then it is actually withdrawing, and it will detect that amount whatever you had withdrawn from the balance. Okay, so suppose if you withdraw 2,000, then it will be like next time the balance will be like 3,000. So that is what it is doing. So if I withdraw 3,000, the balance will be 2,000. Okay, and if I withdraw like 6,000, then it should return. So basically here the withdraw is kind of a function which is getting called every time for any withdrawals. Okay, so we are leveraging the function here. Okay, and in that function we are actually passing two. Let me just run this first. Insufficient balance. Okay, so here balance is 5,000, and you are actually taking the amount from the user. You are converting that to integer. Now that balance and amount both are getting passed to this withdraw function. Amount is less than, if the amount which you are actually trying to withdraw, which is kind of 6,000, in that case if it is kind of not less than, it is greater than, it will go to the else block and return insufficient balance. But this is what it has done, right? Now if it is like less than balance, maybe 3,000 or 4,000, okay, or 5,000, then it will be detecting and it will be returning the balance as 0 or whatever balance it has. Okay, now after detecting that amount from the balance. Okay, so this is what the this function does. So it is accepting two actually argument, okay, from here. So we are passing these two arguments to the parameter to the function, and these arguments will be received, and inside this you are actually manipulating and returning the balance which get stored here, and the result. Okay, so result of this function will get stored to this particular variable. This is then will be shown in the print statement, which we are actually then printing that. Okay, all right. Now this sums up our string, I mean like this function understanding in the Python. So anyway, we will be covering the OOPS concept in the next video, and we have this practice problem also. So you can also do this, take this as a kind of assessment, and if not, then just think of it and just pause this video and do this on your own. And if not, then I will also cover these check palindrome. If any string or any number, if it is palindrome, how to find that, okay, with the help of whatever we have learned so far, right? We will find if the number is kind of what is the factorial of that number. We will also print pattern, right? So this is what we are going to achieve in this. So first program is like to find the palindrome. Now we have learned about like indexing and slicing also, right? So in here what you are doing, like if something is like user is entering like race car, right? Race car. So this is kind of palindrome. So let us with the help of this program we have to tell, okay, whether this is palindrome or not, okay, or any number for that sake, right? Race car, or 1 2 3 2 1. So this is also palindrome, right? So everything like 1 2 3 or 2 1, and the reverse is also same. When the reverse is same as like your word, then it is palindrome. Now you are entering the number or any string, right? Then you are checking if number equal to then colon -1. What is this colon -1? It is very interesting, right? Now you need to understand, when you are giving a number colon -1, so it means you are actually reversing the number, right? You are actually reversing the number with the help of this syntax. Okay, -1, right? If you are giving -1, then it will give the last character of that particular string, or the basically the number which you have entered, right? -1. So it will be giving -1. When you are giving a colon -1, it is actually reversing the whole number. Like it will give you 1 2 3 2 1. It will give you RACECAR, race car. So if you want to print whatever is given here, right, then you can easily find out. So this is one liner program for palindrome. Otherwise what you can do, you can just go ahead and get the all the string stored in one, just traverse backward and just compare and then give the answer, okay, with the help of if condition. Otherwise you can just in one line you can try this syntax. It is going to give you. So if I print 1 to 1, so this is going to print 1 to 1, because this is going to print colon -1 is printing from the reverse. Okay, let us suppose if I, and it gives you the palindrome also. If I give something like 1 to 1, it is again it will give 1 3 2 1 1 3 2 1, right? So it is printing from the reverse, and we are comparing if it is equal to this. If number is equal to this, in this case it is not, so it is printing not palindrome. Interesting it is, isn't it? Okay, so this is how you can find the palindrome. You can do exercise around it to build your more confidence on this. And with this I'm sure you will be able to get a good understanding of the Python with if you go through this Colab notebook, which I'm going to provide in the description. The link of this particular Colab link Colab will be provided in the description of this video. Please go through the description and get that. All right, coming back to this second program, which is like to find factorial. So right, so the factorial is like if you give something like 4, so the factorial of 4 is nothing. Factorial of 4 is nothing but what? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so this is what the formula of the factorial, right? Any number should be multiplied by all the numbers decremented by 1, right, until the it reaches to 1. So 5 factorial of 5 is equal to 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Don't multiply by 0, otherwise the sum of that number will be 0 only, that okay. All right, so here so this is the program. So this is the logic you have to put in place. So you are inputting the number again and you are converting to the integer. Fact you are setting to 1, and then this is how you are using. So I was telling, right, so you can use for loop for the range also, right? So this is the range for I in range. So idea have around this having this exercise is to cover few of the missing portion also, right? So whatever was not covered in that in the topic in the for loop. Okay, so that time we actually run the for loop on that list. Here we are actually running this on the range. So from 1 to n plus 1, and then we are actually calculating factorial equal to factorial into I. So we are actually going till last, till that number. So from 1, then 1 into 2, 2 into 3, from like this 1 into 2, okay, till the number like we have entered what, n, right? So like 4, then it will start from 1, okay, and then it will go on till that number plus 1. Okay, so that is how it is calculating. So let us run this 4 and see what is the factorial. 4 into 3 12 into 2 24, 24 into 1 is 24. Okay, and so this is the range n plus 1. Don't get confused. Okay, if you run like this, it is not going to help you, because it is starting from 1, okay, and not from 0. Okay, so it is starting from 1 and it will go number plus 1. Okay, so if you are entering this one, so iteration matter, right? So iteration matters here. All right, so now, so this sums up this particular finding the factorial number. All right. So next program we have is like printing the pattern. Okay. So pattern printing. This is again nothing but the help of for loop. You can do that, and we are printing this particular this star triangle. Basically, you can use digit and character or whatever you want, right? So idea is like to understand this range and for loop basically. So one more thing, like a string can be multiplied in Python, right? So this can be multiplied by 1 2, okay, and if I multiply this with 1 it will produce 1 star. If I multiply this star with 2 it will produce here the multiplication sign, and this is the character basically. So if I multiply this star with 3, okay, so it is going to give me 3 star. So that is one thing I wanted to just highlight here and wanted to tell you that a string can be multiplied in Python. Okay, so whatever rows you are entering, okay, and then you are going to get the pattern, okay, from here, and from print you are actually printing one by one, okay, and yeah, so by default, I mean, like it is getting printed to the next line. So yeah, you are going to get this row printed row plus 1 times. If I happen to give 10, okay, so it is going to print these number of stars, all right, in the triangle form. So this is what I wanted to cover and wanted to teach you as part of this collab notebook and Python basic. So I hope you have learned something valuable from this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning, and thank you again. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you so much.